I can just do with team names even. JJ Cash on his Chaos team. I believe these are 2 or 3 seasons. Let me see. That looks like 2 seasons. Yeah, 5A, 4B. So it was a 4B team, 2 season old. There, that's what I want. And a lot of stats for a 2 season Chaos team. It's really nice. Strength 6 Mino with tentacles is a scary piece, and he's got Claw 2 just to add on to it. 2 Claw Mighty Blow on this team, but Minotaur and Claw Palmer. If 1 just block Mighty Blow, and 1 block Mighty Blow Tackle. No Warriors, instead opting for the All Beastman build. A fantastic carrier. A nice little Blodge Guard piece. Once he gets stand firm, it's a fantastic player. I mean, he's got a wrestler for show, and block guard plus strength is really nice. He's basically a warrior, just a little bit more mobile, a little less armored. 3 Uriels and Apo, 10 fan factor, 1800 TV feels like a lot. But when you have 2 strength ups and an agility up, movement up player, it tends to happen. He's going against Dusseldorf Rhein Fire, which I gotta find. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Dark Elves at 1780. Gonna be sporting a 12-player roster from Agi 5 Sure Hands lineman. My eye was drawn to. And a missing witch, which is unfortunate. 2 Mighty Blow Blitzers, 1 of Tackle. The Tackle's not that big a deal. I believe there's only 1 dodge player on the Chaos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dodge. 1 guard, 2 sidestep. A decent witch, wrestle tackle would be helpful. A kicker, some diving tackle. This is just a solid Dark Elf team. It's got the exact kind of development you want. Missing witch is a little bit of a shame, but they'll live. That means that he's not giving up a wizard to this Chaos team, which is scary. He will be the 20k underdog. He could scum a babe if he wants, and I wouldn't hate seeing a babe out of his team. And I believe this is a 2-season team as well. Yes. I believe this was a ramp-up team. Yeah, this looks like a former ramp-up team who got placed into Div 4 and is now in the Challengers Cup. Fighting for maybe a G-Man 2 or even a 1 spot if he does well enough. 2 minutes past scheduled game start, so we'll check if they're live real quick. I'm personally siding more with the Chaos than the Dark Elves. I think the Chaos might be better suited to killing Dark Elves than the Dark Elves are to beating this Chaos team. Not live yet. Of course, there's plenty of factors once they get in game. If it's snowing, I might favor the Elves a bit more. Yeah, I want the Dark Elves to win just because I like Dark Elves more than Chaos and I want to see more of them up high in the divisions. But I think the Chaos are going to take this. If they get the removal train rolling, then the Chaos have it for sure. Pull it up on ReBBL.net and find the dang game first. There we go. So it looks like the winner of this game between JJ Cash and Siggy Niggy will be facing the winner of Misteas and Priest. So it's Orcs or Nurgle. And Priest's Nurgle are pretty gross. And Misteas is a great coach. So either way, it won't be an easy game for whatever team pulls through here. Although Misteus' team is looking a little bit more battered than it ever was before. So, I think whatever team wins this game, if Misteus wins his, I think they are going to be the ones to take that next game. But if they go against Priest, I favor Priest in both of those matchups. No, it's a division. Got it. Was JJ Cash Rel? I think JJ Cash was Rel. Yeah, he's Rel. I don't want my teams. No, I do want Vispo. Yeah, JJ Cash is Rel, so of course. Oh, is he G-Man? Why did I think he was Rel? Did he play him Rel in the past? Oh, come on. You know he's in there. Oh, it's J period. Yeah, he's definitely G-Man this season. I feel like he's played in Rel in the past, though. What am I doing? I am all over the place. I'll have to ask him later. Let's see if we can pull up history and see. Yeah, G-Man. I thought he was G-Man, yeah. He's in the US, okay, that's what it is. So yeah, I think he has played in Rel in the past, and work or something sent him off to G-Man. Game is still not up. About 5 minutes past. Let me see on ReBBL.net what J-Can's playing, because I don't remember. There he is. J-Can is playing... what is that? Dark Elves? No, it's Amazons. That should be a fun game. That's one I'm going to watch back after this game's done. Let me try something. No, okay, it is. Yep, still nothing. Score still 0-0 in that game. Don't know how far in they are. Which means we get awkward time. Obviously, I'm not going to pull up that game as much as I'd like to go check it out. What I can do is go and see... what do I want? I don't want to pull up day 2 results because I don't want to pull up spoilers. I'm going to see if there's anything interesting, because I haven't been personally following the Challengers Cup or playoffs very much this season. I've been busy. You can see the Ogres lost in the Challengers Cup. It's a shame. Blood Sand. Just looking for teams I recognize. Oh, Stacy lost. That is the last game. That should have been confirmed. Right? Or is that... Yeah. No, that game is happening right now? Okay, something's up with that. I'm not gonna look too much into that. I think that game might be getting replayed, maybe? Yeah, they had to restart. Okay, that's what I thought. Hey, Draenor. How's it going, man? Flyboys lost. It's a shame, but hey, good on them for making Challengers Cup. Last time I saw them, they had a pretty abysmal season. And Bernie, of course, won his game. I almost cast him his channel just yesterday. Grody Greens, Organized Crime. Someone actually got Kingdom Come Deliverance for a Rebel team name. That's pretty great. Oh, Commodious Thunder. I recognize that team from somewhere. Why do I recognize Commodious Thunder? I feel like I've played them before. As Wolfram, that's why. Yeah, I remember this team. Sadly. Still such a gross team. Hey Sneak, how you doing, man? Yeah, I'm the one fixing around. Okay. So we're resetting this game. Alright, this is J Cannon Kumo. I'm gonna triple check. Yeah, this is a concede game. Yeah, our Mafia is Kumo. So we reset this. I don't want to fuck this up. That game still has to get played. I don't know what's going on with this game. That game is being played now in a separate competition, Draenor. Okay. Those teams are kicked out, I believe. Let me pop in here and try and find our teams. Triple check it. HP is kicked out. Where is Starkweaver's team? If it's not one of these kicked out ones, then I gotta try and find it. It'll be annoying. Yeah, Starkweaver's team is not kicked out, and I didn't see it in here, and that's annoying. There he is, expel. Okay. Expel you, add a bunch of AI teams. I believe we're good. Let me triple check. Okay. Yep, that's the AI game. And that's the AI game. Okay, cool. Round is confirmed. Let me go expel those AI teams. Alright. Now let's go over to Cabal TV. And they should be starting pretty soon. And now we wait for real, and their game will actually pop up. And here I'll do this for no spoilers. You can't see the score now, perfect. It's professional work here. So for my my own start to my new Rebel team, I'm gonna be playing Sunday night with Andy Davo. Gonna have ourselves a fun little high elf versus vampire shootout. And I believe he's going the 11-player 4-vamp 4-reroll start. So I got a game plan for that to try and maximize my SPP. I'm not going to say anything, but it should be fairly obvious what my plan is against 11-player vamps. Yeah, we are Incesticide. What team are you playing in Greenhorn? I'm doing High Elves. Yeah, there you go, Aldar. Murder Thralls. Hey, Truk. Ooh, Pro Elves. That'd be a fun little game. High Elves versus Pro Elves. Yeah, I know. It's blocking the score of this game. So you guys can't get spoiled on the state of this game. Because I can see what's going on. Oh, that's ridiculous. Already got a plus move catcher. This is gross. I'll pull up the team real quick while I wait for him, because I enjoy this theme a lot. And prestigious patience. I had an old Bretonian team in the Rebel Spin League, or ReBBL Spin League. It's a Brittlebone Bretons that I used this theme for. And some of them are names I really liked and brought back, like Arthritis Arthur, and Arrhythmia Aaron, Diabetic Daniel, Isaac Greg. Pretty much this whole block, with the exception of Carl, is all names that I used before. Yeah, I know, that's what I was going for. They have the, it's not just the white armor. Let me pull up a Blitzer. They've got the armor that's got, like, the blood on him. It's a Deathwing. I'm pretty sure that's that. If I didn't do that, no, I didn't do that. But it's still good looking armor. I don't remember why I picked this armor in particular, but I like it. Let me pull up your dumb team incesticide. I got a... Oh wait, I do have a DM from JJ. Yep, we're in inducements, cool. So the game should be up soon. Spoilers. You didn't see anything? No reroll 14-player Bretts. Oh yeah, the game's up. I don't know why it went into like the middle of the pack there, but it's there. Let me move the logo back. There we go. And let's see what inducements we are. Looks like the fan factor of fame went to Siggy. Siggy did scum the babe for 30k. And Siggy's gonna have offense first. Chaos going for typical rule of 5, setting up a little bit deeper because it is elves, but it's also dark elves. Exposing the strength 6 Mino. Good luck hitting that. Oh god, one reroll start for high elves sounds scary. What elves can get away with it because they have so much dodge and block and all that around and catch? You can build a team around one reroll Wood Elves or no reroll Wood Elves and still do fine because they have a lot of built-in rerolls. High Elves have none that are relevant, really, other than pass and catch. That's super scary. Yeah, there's almost no useful skills. You have 2 block, you have pass, and you have catch. As we see with Dark Elves get a free reroll. Thanks to their fame. We can't see the exact fan factor rolls, but we have the relevant bit, and that's how the Dark Elves have +1 fame and now +1 reroll. Dark Elves set up with a fairly balanced setup, not favoring one side. They are, however, grouping up these 2 boys to keep them stuck. There's a Mighty Blow knockdown, 3 knockdowns for line of scrimmage on the Dark Elves, and there's a first break. But it's just a stun. He's a snake on the injury. Better burn it there than anywhere else. This poor little T-Salt suit. And I imagine his wrestler gets hit now if he's going to be based. Probably by this diving tackle player, and they'll back up. And there it is. Wrestler is fine. 1 armor break for 4 hits on armor rate isn't the best, but it's not bad either. These 2 goats are locked in. This guy's stunned. Oh yeah, 3 catch if they go no reroll start. Yeah. High Elves have 100k rerolls, I'm pretty sure. High Elf rerolls are cheap. It's one of the nice things about the team. If they were 60k, then they'd be a much, much weaker team at TV 1000, and that is just unnecessary. 50 is perfect for them. Because they're already so weak fresh. Yeah, especially in a matchup against Dark Elves, he's not going to be able to leverage any strength. Mino cooperates. Not a knockdown. Not a block Minotaur either. But he gets his POW. The lack of warriors could be an issue here, for sure. He's definitely lucky that Mino got his strength up, because he can keep leveraging that strength. There's a nice knockout on a Roger. Yeah, Pro Elves get 40k rerolls, no thanks. Yeah, he's definitely going to need to keep those removals up. He's honestly going to need almost a removal per turn to really be able to keep up with the Dark Elves. Because without warriors, he can get bullied pretty easily by this Dark Elf team. Unfortunate for the Dark Elves that their Strength 6 Minotaur is on the Mighty Blow Blitzer here. That might be a half dice at the end of a turn, just to try and push him away. Because you're definitely not committing a blitz to this guy. That's just, you just sacrifice a rookie to him, maybe. Yep, no warriors by choice. HUD, I think it was HUD also ran this build to pretty good success. I think it falls off the higher TV you get. There's that strength that you're missing from warriors, and the development they'd have becomes a bigger detriment. Oh, he lost an Agi 5 go. That's unfortunate. But he still got the movement 7 Agi 4 guy here, who's still really good. That's good enough for a knockdown, but he was looking for a chain push there, I think. Probably wanted to push this guard guy out so we can get another hit here. Because now he's looking at, yeah, now it's a 2-die here, but it's not the best 2-die. Yeah, this is why Chaos is banned from Lineland League. A nice chain of hits here from Siggy. He's getting a lot of knockdowns off these. Tackle coming in handy against the guard guy who gets broken. But it's just a stun. Dwarves in Lineman League is just mean. Why would you ever do that to somebody? That being a wrestle is a little bit less than ideal. He definitely wanted to drop a blitz on this guy, using the wrestler as an assist, get a knockdown. Now he's got to play it safer and just screen out. I think we dodge this guy out, and then we see the half dice, and you make it a blitz so you can run away after. Because he still... Oh no, he did blitz. He blitzed with this guy, that's right. So yeah, we'll see the half die now. And that's a good knockdown. That's a mighty blow on the strength 6 Mino. Armor 8. This could be bad. There's a break. Oh, it's only a stun though. Rolled a 5. That would have been a massive removal. Literally massive removal. Big balls play. I mean, you may as well make that hit the way I see it. Because the strength 6 tentacles dodge is not very good. And yeah, I'm not a fan of a follow either. There is no reason to give up that free hit on a good player. It's not like he has piling on. We do have a bit of a scoring threat out here with this blitzer. We could see a pass play into the end zone. This is Agi 5. Witch going down to mighty blow. Armor break. And that's a KO'd Witch. It's a KO'd Witch, and I imagine a base on the ball here. As the Dark Elves get punished for leaving a flimsy screen. But with the Agi 5, he should be able to shore himself up. He can score next turn if he wants, assuming this guy is unmarked. What are you guys talking about in chat about dwarf armor? Did I say something about dwarves on accident? Only one mark on this elf up here. He can probably get into the end zone if he wants to. Yep, maybe 2 GFIs or dodging through tackle zones. I don't think we're going to be scoring though. We're going to take the safe play and blitz this guy off with Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow on Mighty Blow. Ah, but which his name was Dwarf Armor. Dwarf Armor Roads going down on the first hit. That is Dwarf Armor. Yeah, that's about how that works. I don't entirely understand this base. JJ can definitely make that hit happen if he wants. Or even better, this hit on the guard player. That's what he really wants. Yeah, JJ has given up a lot of blocks. And Sigi has done a good job of maximizing them. Although I don't like how seemingly unsafe this ball is. With these two marked, we might be able to see a hit manufactured on the ball here depending on where these two go. Diving tackle still out here and free, still being a bit of a nuisance. And that's a 1-die skull. This is a pretty open ball. I think JJ can engineer a hit on the ball here. He'd need to knock down both of these guys, which this guy is pow fishing, so that's going to be a little bit hard. Or does he need to knock them down? I think if he gets a knockdown like that, then you can just push this guy and you can maybe run through. Yeah, the injury rules have definitely been favoring the chaos with the 2 KOs. There's been a lot of stuns for the Dark Elves, and nothing on the sideline yet. And yeah, I think we're gonna see JJ try and engineer a hit on the ball here. Oh no, the Claw Palmer's just going to go and deal with his Blitzer. Fair enough. That's a very nice Claw Palm target. It's a very safe pile on too. But we don't need to, we get the casualty. This is badly hurt. I don't think this will be the Apothecary. If this were playoffs and this team were making a Super Bowl run, I would agree with it. But for Challengers Cup, where you're just playing for placement for next season, I would say you just leave it. There's a lot of bases here. We could see the Dark Elves break out potentially, although they are running a little low on players. In res, that's absolutely an Apo. But this is not Resurrection. Mino chilling out on the ground. Dark Elves have found themselves in a bit of a corner. No, Soul, I don't think I did. Dark Elves are going to try and break out here. They really want to knock down on that block. So they can maybe blitz this guy down and take a bit more control. As it is, I think the blitz is on this guy, and we see a sideline cage over here, which doesn't feel great. I don't entirely understand why he went that direction, especially if he's going to push him there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think he's still got an extra space of movement. He could have gone from this direction and not rolled that extra 2+. He still has that extra square. That was fine. Oh, I so much enjoy the HUD build. I ran that in the Gruen Bowl League. It's so fun. Decent screen. You got movement 7 in range to score next turn, and I think he's going to need it. The Chaos will be able to get around here. They shouldn't be able to cover this sideline path, though. What I see in next turn from JJ Cash is positioning his guys around like this in an arch. I don't think he'll be able to get to that without GFIs. And I see him claw palming the poop out of this blitzer. Mino can just try and stand up, and he'll have food next turn if he doesn't score. The inducements was a babe for Siggy. So these KOs aren't the end of the world. There's a decent chance they come back. This little Dark Elf lineman's going to try and take up some actions here. Just free up his goat to go and get annoying. We'll see if he decides to blitz up here or go for the free claw palm target. A valuable claw palm target there. And with the Witch gone, the Chaos can play with sidelines pretty comfortably. They don't have to worry as much about serfs. I don't like 6+ serfs. I like this played better. It's a much more likely removal. And there's another casualty for the Chaos. This one's MNG'd. I don't think this gets Apo'd either. It does not. And the Dark Elves, 4 turns in, 7 players? Yeah, 7 players. Just, you know, your average developed Chaos game. And now the Chaos will be able to throw tackle zones up here. And it'll be, I mean, this is Agi 5. You can definitely get through there. And the Mino's up, so that's another punch next turn. It's an unfortunate POW. But it's not Mighty Blow, it's not Claw, and it's not a removal. It does free up his goat to go be annoying. KO rolls in a moment here. I expect either a score attempt or a turnover that the Chaos recover. If the Elves do score, these KO rolls are going to be important. The Elves only have a bench of 1, and they've lost 4. Yeah, this is a great game so far for the Chaos. There's a free little stun on a guard player. You love to see that. So the Dark Elves have 1, 2, 3, 4 players they can use this turn. Because that guy's just standing up and this lineman's stuck on a strength 6 Minotaur. We do make our hole. So it's just a 2+ to score with the Agi 5, and he absolutely scores now. Almost true. You have to click one other elf to clear up the ball first before you can click the end zone. That's a good score for the Dark Elves, 1-0. And let's see their KO rolls. Both come back. Yeah, just throw a 6+ Surf. It'll work, forehead. So Dark Elves on defense. I imagine it's going to be the 2 rookies and Miraja on the line. JJ Cash gets to eat some elves. Kick is very relevant here. A deep kick is going to make it very hard for the Chaos to score. They do have this movement 7 Agi 4 piece, which will be good for recovery, but getting the ball downfield is going to be a little bit more difficult for him. Exposing the Agi 5 is a decision. It's not one I agree with. I would much rather see this blitzer here exposed. The blotch step tackle. The Agi 5 piece is much more valuable, and I expect a claw palm blitz right into his face. Yeah, especially in overtime format. They'll get the ball next half. If they go into it 1-0, they're okay. They'll just kill elves and then win the game in overtime if they have to. When you start worrying about as the Chaos is when you start getting near the end of a half and the elves still have a non-insignificant number of players on the pitch. That's when you start to get concerned that, okay, you know, maybe the elves, if they get the ball, maybe they can do this in overtime. I don't like not having the Claw Palmer set up to go after this Agi 5 because that's such a huge piece. There we go. He needs to go kill this guy. Right now. I would also like to see the Minotaur switch places with the block Mighty Blow Beastman, so he can push again and still be a 3 dice. Because right now it's going to be 3 into 2, and that is a beautifully deep kick. And another reroll for the Dark Elves. Dark Elves only used 1 reroll that half. The Chaos used none. It's been a very reroll light game. Choosing not to hit with a Minotaur makes me think he's going to blitz the kicker and just stick the strength 6 in there. Yeah, they both rolled a 1 again. This happened last time too. But Siggy's got that fan factor. That fan factor is really come in handy. Yeah, typical Sippy Cup. No fans, no fame. No knockdowns for a Chaos in his line of scrimmage. We still got 1 more hit here. Or 2 more hits, rather. I imagine he's not too happy using the Claw Palmer down here, but Claw Palming the wrestler is still okay. It's going to push him out of the way, though. Still POW fishing on this guy. No POWs yet. Yeah, I think that movement 7 should have been a little bit deeper. Absolutely. Unless he's just going to chuck it downfield this turn and hope this Blodger can catch it. Oh, he does have 4 turns. He's not going to be able to make it all the way, I don't think, with just that guy. He'll have to do a handoff at some point, but he's safer than you think back there. Those 2 GFIs certainly help. And there goes the Minotaur killing again. Finding the POW, finding the first knockdown of his turn for JJ Cash on a lot of blocks. And there's another casualty. This one's only badly hurt on a rookie lineman. That doesn't get appoed, but that's a good player on the front of the line next half for the Dark Elves. Oh, I mean safety as in safety and scoring. Not safety as in not getting hit. And there goes the Claw Palmer. Finding his knockdown. You take the both down here. And you pile this on. The reason I said take the both down here is because you don't want him to be too scary of a position. Because then if that's not a if that is an armor break into an injury, you can't pile on and be safe from a mighty blow hit. Taking that both down means if it's a casualty immediately, you're not at risk of getting mighty blown back or having to dodge, which are both not ideal. Knockdown into Mino definitely a consideration, but it would have left the Claw Palmer in a dangerous position compared to back here where he's safe and ready to Claw Palm again next turn. I understand why he took them both down. No break was very unfortunate though. Miyagi 5 is free, still in Claw Palmer range. I imagine he'll get hit again next, unless there's a threatening elf from the backfield that needs to go. And I think we're going to take the gauntlet of hits on this right side here. SBR is a good knockdown for a first hit with Mighty Blow. Freeing up this second hit, and if it's a knockdown, we can take this third hit. Yeah, elf linemen are crazy good players if they get anything other than normals. It's part of how elves bloat up so quickly sometimes. This guy has a bad day. He has a skull kind of bad day. There we go. That'll get him off his players. This guy's going to have a bad day based up of these two, but... or on the floor even. Choosing to bring the Mino to the floor. I don't like that choice at all. You want this guy standing. That is absolutely a win for Siggy. Getting him on the floor. And there's a 1-dice skull. And a stun for his troubles. Yeah, just chuck an elf lineman that gets too much SPP blotch step, and it's a fantastic player. There's a reason they cost 70k without any skills. You just give them a little bit and they become star players. Oh yeah, blotch is also fake. Very fake. I'm not going to be able to make this a 3-die, I don't think. 4, 5, 6. You need one more assist. And he's not going to find it. But he's not blitzing him. So I think he's blitzing the Mino up. Yep. Doesn't find a push, so he can't get a Mino onto a Witch Elf, but he still has it on 3 players. And no break for the kicker. Oh, Soul's team looked like a Cripple Cup team. You should see Det Monkey. Det Monkey's poor Wood Elves had 1 of each positional. And that was it. That was the team. Just 1 of each positional. He doesn't need any more GFIs. He'll be able to get into a relevant scoring position next turn. With the last action, I don't hate taking that last GFI. But he's on the line of scrimmage. He'll be able to get into scoring range next turn. Oh god, did he really, Truk? Good for you, Soul. Rebuilds are never easy. Elves in a bit of a pickle now. They don't have as many obvious free hits as they have in the past. They can go and take a hit on this guy. They can definitely find the assist to make that hit happen. But they aren't really screening, and if there's a turnover here, the Elves are going to take a lot of hurt. That's pretty gross, Soul. That's just unfortunate. Ooh. Okay, something to note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 GFIs. VIG5 has a 1 dice on the ball. You see a lineman try and get away from Mino and fail horribly. 3 plus 2 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he would have a very difficult path to be an assist. I don't think an assist is very likely to happen there. But we could see a 1 die on the ball from VIG5. It's a 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. You could make that dodge if this Mino wasn't there, but that Mino is there. Just knocking this guy down would be a pretty big deal. Instead, we're going to 1 dice this guy and throw a skull. ReBBL gives us a knockdown and a hit on this other dude if we want it. I guess the Witch kind of gets him away. And it's a helpful stun as well. So he can kind of position the Witch Elf in the way, but you have to remember this Clawpalmer's here too, and that's a pretty juicy target. And so is this Agi5 here. Both knockdowns is nice. That's not quite a screen, but it's annoying and in the way. And it could become a little bit rough for this movement 7 to be safely in scoring range this coming turn. What we need to see is this Mighty Blow Tackler get over here somewhere. And we need to make sure that the middle isn't too light, because he can definitely punch a path through here and get himself midfield with that movement 7 Agi 4 piece. I wouldn't hate an elf scoring threat. Just chuck this lineman down. He would need to make 1 GFI. Choosing not to, though, to keep him there. Play it safe. Better safe than sorry. So yeah, like you said in chat, Truk, JJ has nothing to lose on this turn. The elves won't score back on him. It's just about if he can get the touchdown or not. And I think he's going to try and punch his way through the middle here. Agi 5 going down to Mighty Blow. And that's a KO. Babe is proving to be worth it, and getting some nice players back, and see if she can do it again for his lineman. Now, if we get a knockdown on this sidestepper, we can pretty safely move into this area. It's just a question of, do we make the hit with a Mino on him and have the chance to follow up and have 3 dice? Or do we take the hit with a strength 4, go pow fishing, with the opportunity of then hitting the kicker of a Mino and getting really safe in the midfield? Looks like we're just going to move the ball down the sideline. GFI means we're not getting surfed. He just needs to try and find a way to screen that off now, which is easier said than done. This movement 6 Beastman can get around. Which is on tackle, which is helpful, but he has a reroll and he'll definitely throw one at that. We can get this player in here, and if we find our knockdown... Ooh, choosing to step back. I guess he kind of helps himself screen now, as that dodge is more difficult. So the witch will find herself in a 3+ dodge for a 1 dice. And again, if this is a knockdown, we can make this screen more safe. Wrestle come in handy and bring the claw palmer down to the ground. Yeah, now you can't use a Mino on the sidestepper because otherwise you'll wind up with a baseball. So you have to use a strength 4 guy. Yeah, the witch is Rackle as well, which means that's a pretty likely sack. Yeah, or just roll a pow. Just need to roll a pow. Forehead. Throwing a 1 dice block, I'm not sure about yet. He has other options right now. He needs to do something about this dodge. At least make it harder, if not impossible, by stepping a player in here. I'd like to see the Mino hit. He's not going to take the Mino hit, keeping these 2 on tentacles. This guy is pretty irrelevant here now. Tentacles firing. Does he reroll it? He does not. So it'll just be a 1 die hit then. Because he's not going to try this dodge. Oh, he was maybe going to try that dodge. But yeah, that Mino having a great time with his big old tentacles. Sucking them all in. Three plus is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I imagine he'll take the GFI over the dodge. Or I guess it's the same dice no matter what. Still a 2+ to go over there. So it's a 2 die hit now. 2 dice into 2 dice. You won't have a recovery afterwards, unfortunately, unless you just pick up on the witch. But we got our POW. Ball goes down. And now I think the witch just picks up and runs off over here. Now it's a shame he didn't have a scoring threat ready for this. But I don't think he was going to be able to get the recovery and get the ball downfield anyway. Still, there was the opportunity. He'll be able to dodge these players out to try and screen off for the Witch Elf a little bit. He can put a player here, and I think he can put a player over here, and he should be relatively okay. And throw a bunch of dice, get him over here, and he's got a screen. Yeah, no punting on a blitz. Guard elf runs off to safety. Fair enough. Right now what we'll see is this Mighty Blow Tackler will come in and blitz a Witch Elf. Assuming that this guy doesn't fall flat on his face, which he doesn't. So I think it's the Wrestler going in. You hit this guy with a Mino to free up the tackle zone. I mean, you go in with a wrestler. Because you don't have any tackle that can get him there. Just a 3+2 dice. You push it this way. Maybe you get lucky. My movement 7 will be able to get in there and recover. If you get a lucky scatter. He's looking for a both down or a pow. Because he won't be able to make the hit with tackle. Dodge is good. And that's pushes. Reroll the pushes. So no touchdown for JJ Cash. Not as much damage as he wanted either. Only 1 casualty off that drive. And a KO on Viaggi 5 that on a 3+ is likely to come back. And he's only got 1 more hit to make, and that's without Mighty Blow onto Blodge, and it's not a knockdown. No players here were fouling on the floor. You definitely don't want to foul that kicker. I think the Dark Elves will take that trade. Or maybe you do foul the kicker, actually. Because you have the bench and you haven't taken any damage. I definitely... Yeah, I think I foul this kicker. You can bring enough assists around, but it's a very nice foul. He's going to foul a Roger instead, I think. Yeah, he's looking at a Roger instead. I'm going to foul with this player here. For a 5 assist foul, 6 assist foul. Big boy numbers. And there's a casualty. He'll take that trade easily. No long-term effect. The Dark Elves looking a little light on players now. 4 casualties, 1 KO. We'll see if that comes back. But it's 1-0 to the Dark Elves going into the half. And the Chaos will receive the ball. The Babe fails. Agi 5 stays out. And I believe it's going to be 7 players this drive for the Dark Elves. Yeah, that's 7. You say screw kick here and you put him on the line because you don't put any of these guys on the line. Everyone else here is much more valuable than that kicker is. And if you're the Chaos, you just have 7 turns to murder elves and then run the ball in on the 8th. As long as he keeps the ball safe, the Chaos should have this and we should see an overtime. But JJ, if he slips up or if the dice fall into Siggy's lap, we could see the Dark Elves win this 2-0. It's not out of the question. Yes, Italon, that's kind of what the Dark Elves are left with right now. Survive to overtime, hope your Agi 5 comes back to quarterback, and try and 2-turn, or 3-turn. Get the ball downfield as quick as possible and towards the end zone, because Elves can find some kind of way to get their players through. As long as the ball is near the end zone, the Elves can find a way. Siggy debating his setup. Probably debating if he wants to set up close and be aggressive. The kick location doesn't matter, David, because the Chaos aren't going to score early. The kicker is not that valuable compared to the guard lineman, the Mighty Blow Blitzer, the Blodge Step Tackle Blitzer, the Wrestle Tackle Witch. These are all much better players than this kick piece will ever be. And this isn't a playoff game. These games are important. I imagine that C wants to play in the higher divisions to have a better shot at playoffs next season. But it's not worth taking this kind of damage to your team. And he's gotten off lucky with only 4 casualties and none of them being permanent. You leave the kicker on the line because he is easily replaceable. This lineman here is 5 out of 6 SPP. If his kicker dies, you chuck a vanity pass next game, and here's your new kicker. Yeah, this is about an 1800 Dark Elf team. And this isn't a bad team, but they have a lot of lineman development. And I don't know if that's due to unlucky MVPs or injury-prone blitzers and witch elves. They are down a witch elf for this game, so we're normally closer to 2000, I believe. They're like 1960, I think, with their witch elf. But yeah, this team has a lot of development on linemen. Only 3 rookie linemen, I believe, on this team. No, there's only 2 rookie linemen on this team. Everyone else has 2 skills for a lineman except the kicker. 2 seasons, you can definitely do better with blitzers. I think there's a pause here. No, JJ just confirmed their pause right now. This isn't me disconnecting. So who's the number 1 target? Oh, there he is. Who's the number 1 target for JJ? I imagine it's going to be this Mighty Blow guy, followed by this Guard guy. And if he can get the Mighty Blow tackle on the Witch Elf, he probably takes it. Yeah, it's possible he just wanted to smoke as well. A stressful game for sure. I don't like putting the Guard guy up. This Guard guy is so valuable. Guard is so valuable on elves. I don't like risking him like that. Not in this kind of game. If I'm JJ, that's where I'm setting up my Claw Palmer. Right on this dude. Claw Palmer goes here. Mighty Blow Tackle goes here. Block Mighty Blow goes here. And we blitz the kicker with the Mino to put the Mino on the Witch Elf. Even if he gets the blitz on the kickoff on a shallow kick, he's going to find it kind of difficult to score unless he can manage to get enough players through and get into this area. We'll see where he kicks it. If it's a deep kick, a blitz is useless. If it's a shallow kick, maybe he can convert something out of it. Maybe he can delay them enough and force the Chaos to throw dice to score. But I don't see a world where the Chaos don't score this drive, if I'm completely honest. Only 1 goat back, yeah. But how far can you get realistically? You could get about as far as the ball is. And the Chaos will be able to respond to that well enough. And you'll only be able to get through with 3 players. It's a lot of risk for, I don't think, enough reward. Because maybe you get the touchdown. But you're giving up a lot of hits. It's scary. And this isn't a playoff game. This Challenger Cup games are important, but it's not the playoffs. You're not competing for a Super Bowl. You're competing for positioning next season. Ball's in the hands of Roach Lover Hindus. Wrestle coming in handy quite a bit this game. I think we're going to see a foul on this guy. No, we are moving our rookie. So no foul. Yeah, don't get me wrong with Bark. I'm not saying don't play for the win to save your team. What I'm saying is don't risk your team in such a manner for the win in a game like this. Kicker goes down to the Mino. Mino is on the Witch Elf. Kicker is stunned. And he's on the guard too. Mino is holding up 3 of the 7 players on the pitch for the Dark Elves. Yes, I would play the Sippy Cup, or the Challengers Cup, like playoffs too, until I hit a point that the Dark Elves are at, where they have 0 removals against the Chaos. They have a send-off for a rookie goat that was immediately replaced. And you're down to 7. This is when I would say, okay, it was a good run in the Challengers Cup. I got 1 win. Maybe if there's enough drops, I get put into Division 2. And he's at least Division 3. That's enough of a win. And I save my team and I get ready for a good run next season. Because another season of development on this team, and it's going to be fantastic. This Dark Elf team has a ton of potential. And Siggy is definitely going to be someone to watch next season. Yeah, unless he's already considering re-rolling him, and you play for glory. But I don't know if Siggy's looking to re-roll or not. This team is in fine condition. I don't see it. Mighty Blow Tackler running around back, being annoying in the backfield. Going for a ball. I didn't even realize he had the 1 die. 2 GFIs, rolls the skull, gets himself stunned. And now every single Dark Elf player that is standing, which is only 2, is based. Witch Elf gets claw palmed. Oh yeah, that's right. You can decline the Challengers Cup ticket. That's right. I forgot about that rule. So yeah, he's definitely not rerolling if he's playing the Challengers Cup. There goes the Witch Elf. Yes, I tell him, but Mistaeus is a dumbass. Yeah, exactly. He's too competitive to retire a healthy team. I think Mistaeus is playing the Challengers Cup with the secret hope that his team dies, giving him an excuse to reroll it. I rerolled a very healthy orc team because I wasn't having fun with it as much as I used to. That's the kind of thing I'll do. I don't really care. I rerolled a perfectly healthy necromantic team because I wasn't having fun with it after I had a nearly perfect season with them. There's definitely different subsets of players there. KG, thanks for a follow. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the mentality that Mistaeus is going into it with. He's going to play this out. He's going to see what happens with his team. If he does really well in the Challengers Cup, he takes it into next season. He's maybe Division 2, Division 1. I don't like this. He's being unnecessarily aggressive with the ball here. Sure, he can put guard around it, but it's still... This is so unnecessary. He has 7 more turns, or 6 more turns. I think he is going for a 2-1 and trying to avoid overtime, and I do not like that. He only has 4 casualties. The Elves still have enough players to put up an offense and try and get that second score, and then instead of having a decent shot at going to overtime with maybe 3 Elves, He's struggling to two-turn with only one movement agi piece. There is opportunities here that that Siggy wouldn't have otherwise, and shouldn't have otherwise. The ball could have been perfectly safe in this little squarish area here. This is going to be from tackle, so I think he's debating using the reroll here or not. Choosing not to, taking a stun, and JJ gets away with it. With only one player standing, unlikely we see injuries here. I think JJ fouls until he gets sent off with this rookie, because it's pretty inconsequential. And we'll see if he wants to hand off to somebody to spread the SPP a little bit. I wouldn't hate a handoff to Big Chuckus here. Get himself a dirty player. It's something this team is sorely lacking. And I wouldn't hate a handoff to Kindness Apothecary Sauce. Or Huskara Hustler. Hubris taking a POW from a Claw Palmer. He's going to have a bad time. And there's another KO. Babe's going to be putting in overtime. Expect one of those to stay out. 3 KOs. I think so, Cytalon. You lie down, let him foul you, and maybe he gets sent off. Maybe he gets too greedy and he winds up with 10 players next half from fouling. It looks like this Mighty Blow guy is going to get fouled here. These two guys are going to sit on Vimino for the rest of the game and stay on the floor. Exactly, yeah, looking at the long term, this has been fine for the Elves. They've taken no permanent damage. The worst they got is an MNG for the first game of next season, or if they win this next game of the Challengers Cup. And yeah, going into overtime, he'll have 2 KO rolls. There's an unfortunate 5 if he could have brought another assist, step this guy forward maybe. He would have had a stun at the very least here. 2 KO rolls on 3 pluses for each. You expect them all to come back. This isn't over for the Elves. By any means. Though that blitz is unfortunate, as now that guard guy is going to have a very bad day. And so is this kicker. Credit to Siggy, he's not giving up. He's playing his heart out. For better or for worse. Yeah, Wolfpark, I believe Siggy knows how to one-turn. He seems like a very good coach so far. He's found his way to the Challengers Cup, so he is a good coach. But it's just a question of will he have the players on his turn to one turn for movement 7, and I think the answer is no. Claw Palmer finds a break. Didn't use Mighty Blow, so this will get piled on. Even if Cash set up to give him the one turn for free, which he won't, I don't think Siggy's going to have enough players on his turn 18, or turn 16 rather. Because you need a pretty healthy team for a movement 7 one turn. What I don't like here is JJ not spreading the love and handing the ball off. It's an unfortunate wild animal. Minotaur has been good so far up until now. Sidestep and Frenzy certainly do help, but it's still not that many players. There's a handoff we wanted. Big Chuckus will find himself a touchdown. Hopefully on JJ's turn 16. There is a 1 dice on the ball right now. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. There is kind of recovery. This kicker is here, but he's on tentacles. Oh, he's just going to throw a pass. Look at that, being efficient. There's a level for Big Chuckus. Throwing a Big Chuckus to get his last point of SPP. So now who do you score on? I wouldn't hate a touchdown on Caloric. I would like to see a touchdown on one of those Mighty Blow goats. So I believe they were both 6 SPP from a level. This guy's 25. This guy's 45. Yeah, they're both 6. Throwing a touchdown on either of them would be ideal. Chaos spreading themselves out more, covering the rest of the players. Recognizing that Siggy is still putting up a fight. Kicker's still having a bad time in the tentacles though. Everyone else stays on the floor. And this is looking like it'll go 1-0 to the Chaos. Or 1-1 to the Chaos. They'll get their touchdown. Blitzing with a Claw Palmer over the Minotaur makes sense. From a developmental standpoint, you want that SPP on the Mino. He's only 2 casualties away from a level. But from a winning the game sense, this is much more likely to remove somebody. No reason to stop fouling here. I wouldn't hate a foul on a kicker over the Mighty Blow guy right now, but the Mighty Blow guy is still a very valid target. Five assist foul. Pretty likely that he goes down. Or he gets stunned at least. Should be an armor break. No repositioning of a Mino onto 2 players. So we bring a Beastman back to cover. Leave no elf free as we stomp on the head of this blitzer. There's another KO. Yeah, Babe's going to be working overtime. 5 KOs. 3 elves left on the pitch. With 2 more turns of punching ahead of him and fouling. Stiggy's going for a hit. 2 elves are going to be standing. We get a block on Big Chuckus, the newly leveled Beastman. He's still putting up a fight. He's still trying to threaten the ball. And the ball is under threat with this guy standing here. He needs to eat the blitz with that. And I think this is going to be a Mino blitz. Yeah, this might be a Mino blitz. No, I think you move this guy over here and we find a way to make it 3-die for the Claw Palmer. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's going to be a 3-die hit from a Claw Palmer. It's not a knockdown. Well, it is a knockdown, but it's not a Claw Palm knockdown. At the very least, thanks to the angle, there's no easy 2+ dodge out. He either makes a harder dodge and doesn't have a tackle for a 2+, or he makes the easier dodges through tackle. 4 rerolls, I wouldn't have hated that reroll. But you never know. He might need 4 turns and 4 rerolls in overtime. Better safe than sorry. Kicker is going to have a bad day, eating a foul. Still only the 1 send-off from turn 8. And Bears number 2. I think JJ might stop fouling now. Maybe. He still has 1 more rookie on the field. He has that 6 SPP guy now. And he's got this dude on 0. T-Salt. First dodge fails out of tackle. The wrestler was trying to stay relevant. And he gets stunned instead. And Miss Lyman is going to play the gauntlet, most likely. Double pows, and he goes down. But he's fine. I would have liked to have seen a Claw Palmer make that hit, maybe. Throw a GFI with him just cuz. Instead, I think we're going to surround the kicker and foul it. Oh, it looks like we're going for the Roger over the kicker. I don't like that. The kicker is going to be more valuable in overtime if the Elves win the toss. I don't mind the foul right now because you're already going to be so high up in players. We'll see if he gets punished for it. He just gets a stun. I would have much rather have seen the foul on the kicker, but what can you do? I don't imagine Siggy does anything here. Just passes the turn. JJ will run it in. And we'll see how turn 16 goes. And if we go to overtime or if he finds a 1 turn. I don't like that 1 dice blitz against Mighty Blow. Blockless. That was just asking for your lineman to die. I don't like that 1 dice at all. There we go. JJ Cash runs in the equalizer. 1-1. Dark Elves will have a turn to either 1 turn or throw some blocks and try and not quite equalize the numbers, but bring them into their favor maybe. We'll see if their Mighty Blow wakes up. And only 2 wake up out of 5 with a babe. That's unfortunate. There's no other way to put that. That's just unfortunate. One of them is a Mighty Blow at least. So we'll have 1 Mighty Blow hit for the Elves. And if I'm the Elves, I'm throwing that Mighty Blow hit at the Chaos Mighty Blow player that is exposed. None of these players are in need of Vanity Pass range, so we won't see one probably. And an extra reroll for the Dark Elves. This will be 3 rerolls to 4 in overtime. Mighty Blow hit winds up on the rookie. And there's a KO. The Elves finally finding their own removal, not a send-off, on turn 16. Yeah, I guess it's a riot setup. You run the ball down here and you have the kicker chuck it. And you hope for the best. Yeah, there's a chance at the Chaos are on 10 players next half now. Which is better than you could have hoped for. There's another armor break, there's another stun for the Elves. And 1 more hit to close out the half. Dark Elves had a very stunning performance tonight. They've had their fair share of armor breaks for sure, but their injury rolls have been lacking. And there's our Vanity Pass from a kicker, putting him into MVP range. Let's see. Our KO rolls, our ever important KO rolls. The Agi 5 lineman stays out. Failing 3 3+ KO rolls. Chaos KO roll staying out as well. So it'll be 10 players for the Chaos. And the Dark Elves have won the toss. The Chaos will be defending with 10 against 7 Dark Elves, I believe. Yep, 7 Dark Elves versus 10 Chaos players. The Chaos not missing anybody special, only rookies. The Dark Elves missing out. Oh, they missed out on the guard lineman. Viagi 5 woke up. That's good for the Dark Elves, actually. That's very good. So Viagi 5 can quarterback now. Agi 5 coming back is very important. So he'll be able to quarterback in relative safety, while the Dark Elves find positioning up here without worrying about keeping the ball too safe. If the wrestler doesn't get stunned on the line, having him go and threaten the ball would be very nice. Yeah, I think I agree. I think the Dark Elves can take this game now. They didn't take too much damage. And this is what I said in the beginning of the half. If the Chaos don't inflict enough casualties, which they only got 1 extra casualty, I believe, out of that whole half, the Dark Elves have a real chance here. What I don't like seeing is this Agi 5 being so close to the front. I guess he's going to use him as a receiver and just get the ball straight to him. It's a very shallow kick and it's a blitz. This is just unfortunate. The Dark Elves had a glimmer of hope. And now we'll see. Where is he? Where's that boy? He's going to go stand right under that ball. We're going to see the block Mighty Blow guy blitzed, and we're going to see a cage around this kick. As Nuffle decides he's feeling a little chaos today over Dark Elves. And just handing him the game. Yeah, exactly. You can just cage up the kick, blitz this Mighty Blow guy. It's not quite the game. He can't re-roll this catch. We could see the catch fail and scatter into this area, in which case the Dark Elves could be in a better position than they were before. Where they get to run downfield for free while the entire Chaos team is playing around in midfield. This catch could still fail. It's a 3+ catch. The Minotaur coming in is a little bit scary, though. That's going to tie up 3 very important players for Dark Elves. This is fixable with a chain push. You place a player here. You blitz south on this guy. And you push him out. And he's only on the 1 down player. But getting that south blitz will be pretty difficult. And there's a catch. Just roll 6. Not that he needed a 6, he only needed a 3 or higher. Half die is good. The Rackle is free. It'll be a half die into half die. But it's an option. Yeah, that Minor needs some stand firm. He needs 2 casualties as soon as he can. That is not a good knockdown. And that is not a good knockdown. And dare I say it, this game goes to JJ Cash. There was a glimmer of hope for the Dark Elves. They had a good setup. They were prepared to 2-turn, and honestly, with JJ Cash's rule of 5, I think the Dark Elves had this game in the bag until they got blitzed. I've agreed reroll thrown at getting this casualty. Or ever getting this knockdown. It's not a guaranteed casualty, but we'll see this piled on. And we get the removal. He does need to be careful that Witch can still reach pretty decent places. He's got jump up. There's another break on Miyagi 5 and another removal. There's a casualty for this poor lineman. He's MNG. I wouldn't have hated Viapo on that. But I think at this point Siggy's just waiting for it to be over. Mino decides to take a nap. He's done with his game as well. We should see the ball run out to this area. An assist come in for this hit. And this kicker get locked up. The rest of the team over here can't reach. I wouldn't hate seeing a foul on a Witch. I don't hate going to this side either. And it looks like we are just gonna throw the guard on the ends. And yeah, you gang foul the crap out of this Witch with whatever you can spare. Exactly, the Dark Elves haven't taken any permanent injuries. We're just gonna be missing some players for our next game. That's still an acceptable result. Witch Elf is properly screened off. And Miss Lineman is taking a tumble. We can still see, for free, this wrestle piece come in and get a 2-die. As the Dark Elves get their second removal of the game in overtime and knockout on a rookie beastman who's irrelevant to the play. Two plus, half die on the ball of wrestle. It's not a guaranteed takedown, but it's not unlikely. You have recovery potentially in Miss Rookie Lineman here. And that's not going to do it. You might see this rerolled. Because otherwise, he'll just score next turn. We do see the reroll, and we get a push. Simple turn for the chaos. Get this Dark Elf out of the way. Run the ball in. GG. Dark Elf is cleared on a POW. Maybe this guy can find himself a casualty. He doesn't. If he did find himself a casualty, I wouldn't have hated going for the handoff to him and giving it another turn to get that level up. But instead, we're going to run the ball in. And JJ Cash advances to the round of 16 with Toro Loco. It was a good run by Siggy. He has a good team, a lot of potential. He'll be minimum G-Man free next season, possibly 2. He's definitely going to be a coach to watch. As long as this team stays healthy, there's a lot of room to grow. Nothing special in either MVP. This guy gets closer to being a Rackle piece, which I think JJ Cash desperately needs. Miss Blitzer gets closer to another level up role. Maybe he gets guard. Guard on Miss Blitzer would be pretty great. If it's another normal, jump up wouldn't be bad. Diving tackle, you probably go diving tackle next on this piece. 25 armor breaks to 9. Tells the story of this game. Dark Elves sustained 5 casualties and 8 KOs. Toro Loco only sustaining 2. And a lot of blocks, considering as well. There is only really 1/2 of scrumming. There's a lot of blocks. Thanks for hanging out. and I will see you in the next game. I'm going to try and take a game this weekend. If I don't take a playoff or a Challenger Cup cast, then you'll see me Sunday night playing against Andy Davo with my new High Elves and his new Vampires. I'm going to throw a raid at Morplavik.